Yo, 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 what up? It's me, Trav. I just thought I would talk to you guys about the upcoming races for WoW Classic. I know I'm getting tons of questions, and I thought this might just be the easiest route. I did make the other video the other day regarding the Horde races, so this one will be all about Alliance. So if those of you that want to go Alliance, feel free. So let's start off with the first race and the ratios. We have Human. Human have something that's called Diplomacy, which means reputation gains will be increased by 10%. It's very helpful when buying your first mount and for attunement quests. Attunement quests actually allow access to raids, which are later on in the game. You'll come to learn about them. Next up, they have Human Spirit, which increases their spirit by 5%. It's nice to have that little bit extra health and mana regeneration. They also have Mace Specialization and Sword Specialization, which means that those two weapon types are increased by 5. This makes these the go-to weapon types for humans, since it will give them more of a maximum damage output. And finally, they have what is called Perception. It dramatically increases stealth detection for 20 seconds. It's on a 3-minute cooldown, and this is a game changer when fighting rogues or druids in PvP. Next up, we have Dwarves. Look at these things. Dwarves have what is called Stone Form. While active, grants immunity to bleed, poison, and disease effects. In addition, armor increased by 10% and it lasts 8 seconds on a 3-minute cooldown. Also a game changer for this race, especially against rogues or druids, since a lot of rogues and druids damage come from poisons and bleeds. Those will automatically just become obsolete. So a cool trick is to wait until a rogue gets both their bleeds on you, or wait until a druid gets both their bleeds on you, and then pop Stone Form. So then they have to go ahead and reapply them. They have what is called Gun Specialization, which is gun skills increased by 5. This makes Dwarves the obvious race when rolling a Hunter on the Alliance side, because none of the other races on Alliance give anything beneficial towards Hunters. They have Frost Resistance increased by 10. So I will explain a little bit more about what that means at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Find Treasure, which allows Dwarves to sense nearby treasure, like these little treasure chests that have a bunch of items in them. It'll actually make it appear on the mini-map, so it's just a fun little perk that they have available. Next up, we have Night Elves. Night Elves have what is called Shadow Meld, which means they activate and slip into the shadows, reducing the chance for enemies to detect their presence. It also lasts until it's canceled or if they move. Night Elf, rogues, or druids with Shadow Meld are actually more difficult to detect while stealth or while prowling. So if I'm not mistaken, this also allows rogues to actually get what is called a re-stealth, which can be crucial when PvP and gives you an upper hand, so a game changer for sure. They have Quickness, which means their dodge is increased by 1%. So warrior tanks and druid tanks actually look for dodge as a stat, so this can actually be crucial when picking a race. It allows them to avoid attacks. They have what is called Wisp Spirit. They transform into a wisp upon death, which increases their speed by 50%. It's a very fun perk, and it's also very nice if you die a lot, as you get back to your body. Nature Resistance also increased by 10. So next up we have Gnome. Gnome have what is called Escape Artist. Escape the effects of any immobilization or movement speed reduction effect. It's a 1-second cast, so you actually have to cast it, and it's a 1-minute cooldown. So it's very strong against all classes that have the slow ability. It's also very nice that it's only a 1-minute cooldown, especially in PvP, because it's going to be useful and also a race of choice for sure. They're also really, really small. They're like 1/3 the size of a Tauren, so keep that in mind. They also have what is called Expansive Mind, which means their intellect is increased by 5%. So this will actually make gnomes an obvious choice for Major Warlock, because they actually use mana, and intellect increases your mana pool. So it has however many spells you can actually cast, and how much spell damage you do. So Arcane Resistance is increased by 10. So that also means that if someone casts an arcane spell on you, you have a chance to resist it. Engineering Specialist, engineering skill is increased by 15. So engineering is a very fun profession which allows you to make things that can be helpful or it can cause destruction or damage against other people. So keep in mind, in Classic WoW, things like resistant to nature damage or frost damage will actually matter when you get closer to max level or endgame. Same with specialization a certain race will give you. So for example, dwarves have increased skill with a gun. So if I use a gun, then I'm going to automatically do more damage than if I was going to use a bow. So, or same with humans who have a sword / mace skill increased. They will do more damage with a sword or a mace than they would if they were actually using an axe. So I really hope this helps. Drop by the stream every day or send me a DM on Twitter at TyphoonTrav. Much love. Goodbye.